Okay, everybody, quick mic check. Make sure I sound okay. All right, seems like everything sounds okay. Alrighty. How's everybody doing today? I hope everyone watching now or later is having a great day. I didn't quite get everything set up today. We had some drama around the house with our cat. Stray cat got into the backyard and freaked the other cats out, so not a big deal, but just kind of got in the way a little bit time-wise. So this is not the painting I'll be working on. I have a new painting I'll be working on. Um, I got it all ready. Just need to get my palette out and swap out paintings. Here we go. This is the new painting surface. It's a small panel, just to try out. And then if I like it, I'll be buying more. So we'll see how it goes. Only time I've ever painted on a very dark surface was a wood panel that I painted on the back of it, and that was honestly very rough. It did not go very well, but we'll see. We'll see how this goes. So the reason for painting on a black panel is not some crazy artistic one, but rather much more of a practical one. This particular type of plastic is much easier to come by in black, so it's just hard to find it in white. Also, the black's better at dealing with sunlight. So it does have some benefits, I guess. Just have to grab a brush. I'm also going to try a bit of a different approach to laying in the painting. I feel like there's a step I can kind of skip a little bit, so we'll see how that goes. Not a big deal. It's just I think I can skip a lot of the like sketching stage and just block in big color. I feel like at this point, I don't know, the sketch part just isn't adding much except for adding a little bit of time. But I could be wrong. We'll see. It's usually not a good idea to change two things at once, but you know, whatever. Alrighty. So the reason the surface is all scratched up like that and uneven looking is because I sanded it. And I sanded it by hand, so. I know that in the beginning, there's almost no chance I'm going to hit my values accurately, so I'm not going to worry too much about that because the chances of me getting it right in the beginning is very, very small. And the reason is because anything I put on this is going to look so light in comparison that I don't know if it's even possible to get it right from the beginning. But this surface is a little weird. I've experienced this before. It has um, a bit of a grip to it, like drag in the beginning, but then it becomes a lot more slippery once the oil starts covering it. Also, my paint's a little old. I left it out a little too long and it's starting to to dry up on me a little bit. So I don't have a grid necessarily, but I do have my oh, is this, I forgot to check if it's in focus. Okay. Oh, there's not really much to look at yet, but um yeah, I have the like center lines, which I like, and I can use like abstract distances, like my what's it called? My reference and my panel are the same proportions, so I can look at things like the center between, which would be the quarter essentially between the half and the edge, and see where something intersects there. It's not quite as, detailed as the grid system where you lay down a grid, but it's essentially the same thing. It's just using, things that you have available as indicators for placement. The grid system, it works, of course. I feel like it's a little too restrictive. Like I end up feeling like I'm wasting more time with it than I'm benefiting from it, kind of thing. But nothing wrong with it if it's a system you like. There's definitely times where it's going to be absolutely, you know, uh, like invaluable. So it just kind of depends. I've yet to find the system that is the best in every way, for all use cases and everything. Yeah, I don't know if that exists. But if you find it, let me know. Right now, I'm just laying in abstract shapes of the background just to kind of warm up and start giving me something to like look at and place. Also, I did want to see how the light colors were going to look, you know, on the black plastic. Because I do wonder, can you get like, because a lot of times the paint, like the surface, what's it called? The underneath the surface kind of shines through regardless. And so I do wonder, like, will it make the painting darker overall? In theory, I would imagine it would, but you know, just because I think it will doesn't mean it's going to. I'm curious if anyone watching this, uh, if you have any experience working with uh, dark or black substrates, what was your takeaway from it? Feel free to leave a comment in the description. I'm curious what people's opinion are on it. Hey, Mark. Welcome. How you doing? I hope you're having a good week. So it's a bit of an experiment today. I'm working on this plastic that is obviously black. It looks a little lighter because I scuffed it up with a sanding paper. To, but yeah, it's I've never painted on a completely black surface like this before. Only time I've ever painted on a really dark surface was when I painted on the back of one of my ampersand boards, and that didn't go very well. Like eventually I got past it, but the only way I actually got past it was I basically struggled through it, got enough paint down, let it dry, and then went back to it when it was dry, and at that point it was just, normal, like normal, so to speak. Mark says I'm doing well. Hope you are too. Yeah, I'm doing all right. Bit of a bit of a day today. Just uh, nothing important. Just minutia stuff. No, I'm glad to be painting. This surface is very strange. In the beginning, it has a lot of grab to it, but once all those, what's it called? All the scratches and, all the texture of it gets full of oil, it becomes very slippery. Out of curiosity, Mark, have you ever painted on a black surface or, a surface that was nearly black or something like that? Mark says, I'm trying to figure out what you're painting. I guess it'll be revealed in time. Oh yeah, yeah. You can't see it right now. I'm painting everything but the main subject at the moment. So this is all just the background. That's why you can't see it. It'll be revealed very soon. I'm gonna start getting to it right now. I've done a few pieces, a few space scenes because the color uh, black of the background. Oh yeah, yeah, that makes sense. That makes a lot of sense. That would probably make everything a lot easier. Let's see. Mark says a YouTuber told a story of doing a painting in a park. Hold on. Painting in a park. He was at the block-in stage when things looked terrible. A family stopped to talk to him. I'm, I know there's more because there's three dots, so I'll just wait. Out of curiosity, is this the guy in New York? There's a painter in New York. I saw him get someone stop and talk to him when he was once and like talk smack about his painting when he was in early stages. But yeah. As the family walked away, the little girl said to her mom, "He's not very good, is he, mom?" That's funny. Yeah, you know, what can you do? Kids are kids, right? You think it was New York? Yeah, I think I might know the YouTuber. Why is it every time I stream, regardless of the time I stream, um they're doing yard work outside. They're never doing yard work otherwise. Hopefully the noise isn't transferring. It shouldn't. I have it set up in a way that it shouldn't, but yeah. Let me know if it is. Yeah, I think I know that. I think I've seen that YouTuber before. His paintings are good. But any painting in the beginning stage, you can't really judge it properly. But kids don't know what they're talking about, so they they wouldn't get it. Today, I'm also not only am I trying a different painting surface, I'm also trying a different technique where I'm not like sketching in my drawing first because I don't know. Lately, I've felt like it's an unnecessary step that I'm just holding on to for just because kind of thing. So I was like, well, that's not a real good reason to hold on to something. So let's try and do it without that step and see how it goes. Ideally, I would be smart about it and I would only change one thing at a time. So I would do like, well, if I'm painting on a different surface for the first time, I would only do that and not also change something else. But when it comes to art, I sometimes am uh, a little impulsive and difficult. And I like to make my own life hard. So, so in case you were wondering, it is a woman standing outside in like with trees and crap behind her. This is definitely a good stage to try the brayer out. So let's get that going. Oh my God, that slides like crazy. Wow. Okay. Okay, so it requires a bit of a lighter touch. So if anyone's curious about the brayer, um, so brayers are, for printing and I think they're used for other stuff too. I don't know. It's just like a plastic or rubber roller. Um, the reason I use it is to start with because artists I like were using it, and I was like, oh, I am going to imitate what they're doing. That's where it started from. Having said that, I've definitely, I think, developed somewhat of my own technique with it and also my own uses for it. I don't, I generally don't use medium and, well, I don't use solvents in my painting. So I don't tone my canvases. So the brayer, what it does is it pushes the paint around and it helps the paint get into the little grooves that the brush doesn't. The other thing is it smooths it out a bit for me. So when you're layering paint, if you lay down thick paint, it's hard to paint over thick paint in numerous ways, both because of the fat over lean aspect and also because it just physically squishes around. And so the brayer takes some of the paint off, which helps. It also helps me stay loose and try and be more abstract with my art. I try to save some of the marks that I make at this stage. Not all, but some here and there. Or at least it influences my marks. And then I can continue on from there. And also personally, it helps me loosen up because I don't have to worry about getting everything right the first time because I know I'm going to just mess it up anyways. So like, whatever. Close is good enough because perfect is going to get messed up anyways. So why even bother? So yeah. All right, we'll see. This is kind of a small painting. Usually I try and paint the whole thing, not the whole thing, but I try and paint more with my bigger brush, but the figure here is so small I might have to use one of my smaller brushes a lot earlier than I normally do. Not that it really makes a difference, it's just when it comes to brush sizes, the reason that it's recommended to use a larger brush uh, is really numerous. One of them is it stops you from getting caught in the details, which a lot of people, me included, have issues with. It does help structure because something made out of big swatches of paint versus small swatches of paint feels more cohesive. Um, it's faster too. Hey, Lost Pixel, welcome. Lost Pixel is in the Twitch chat. How you doing, Lost Pixel? How was your stream the other night? I'm sorry I couldn't stay very long. Lost Pixel's been streaming and doing 3D stuff in Blender, which is really cool. Man, it is getting hot in my room. Oh, excuse me. Are you streaming tonight as well, Lost Pixel? Lost Pixel says, doing okay. It was good. Pretty much finished the Sweet Tooth one aside from a few minor things and got 3D print set up. That's cool. What is 3D print? I'm not familiar with that. So for the record, I'm kind of erring on the side of over oversaturated and over and too bright, mostly because I'm worried about the background. So I might have to go in later and kind of, you know, turn down some of these colors and stuff. But one thing is, generally speaking, of course, it's a lot easier to take, bright saturated paint and dull it down. It's a lot harder to go in reverse, which is why I'm worried about the black panel. But aside from that, yeah, generally it's easier. I was wondering what 3D, yes, what is 3D print? As in, is that a software or is that a 3D printer? Like, is it a what's it called? You have a yeah 3D printer. Is that what it is? Or are you sending it out for printing? Yeah, I'm trying to understand the what that means exactly because it could mean so many different things. Plugging the 3D models into a 3D printer. Got it. Okay. You have your own 3D printer. That's cool. Is it the kind that has the spools, or is it the ones that do the solvent bath that it like pulls up from? Oh, you do have a 3D printer, but this is for someone else. Got it. Got it. I will never claim to be an expert on 3D printers, but I do know a lot more about 3D printers than someone who has never actually used one should. Last Pixel says mine has a spool. I also use a 3D pen as well. Oh, those 3D pens are look cool. I those ones are yeah, those are kind of interesting. I was tempted to get one at one point. Cassandra says, I see I'm arriving post Brayer. Yes, because I got to it very fast today. I didn't bother to sketch anything today. So no sketch lines, just went straight in with the block in today. Because um, I'm getting to the point where I feel sometimes, not always, but sometimes I feel like the sketch lines might be pointless. Like an empty step that doesn't add much for me anymore. It, back when I first started, absolutely, but now I'm starting to feel like maybe it's not really all that useful for me, at least sometimes. So yeah, so I tried to forego it today, which is not the smartest thing to do because I also am painting on a black panel for the first time, and generally I try to avoid adding more than one what's it called, variable, but oh well. How are you doing, by the way? I know we chatted on Discord a little, but yeah, how are you doing? But yeah, Lost Pixel, I've never used a 3D printer, but I've literally watched videos about different types of like resins and plastics to use in 3D printers and the advantages and disadvantages of them and stuff like that. And it's like, I don't exactly know why I'm watching them because I don't have a 3D printer, but I've watched them. Cassandra says, tired but glad to be home and full of Italian food. Oh, that's good. Yeah, today I don't want to complain too much because I'm happy that I'm streaming. I'm happy that I'm painting. Like I really, this is, um, you know, uh, like makes my day kind of thing. But earlier today it was uh, just going through the process of shopping for health insurance, which is not the most pleasant thing in the world to do. We'll just leave it at that. I also had to call one of the insurances to see it, to try and get details, and they were oh so unhelpful. So yeah. And then yeah, we also had some issues. We have a stray cat come into our yard and that caused problems with our cats. They're all on edge, but like I said, it's really, if these were like the worst things to happen to me, it would be fantastic, It's that type of thing. So, Sandra says not fun at all. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Michelle says we had a cruddy day today. Both of us were in blah moods. Yeah, yeah, but it's all right. Lost Pixel says, "LOL, I did too. Way before I ever thought about using one." Oh, talking about the 3D printer. Yeah, yeah. The pen though, that I do think that looks like a lot of fun. And also the barrier to entry with the pen is really very, very small, relatively speaking, right? Maybe one day. Maybe one day. Although I'll be honest, I think I'm more likely to get into like sculpting with clay or something like that than I would with the pen. But the barrier of entry to the 3D pen is so tiny compared to anything else. So maybe, maybe it'll be a little, fun little thing to pick up. Lost Pixel says it's a lot of fun and clay is fun too. Yeah, clay is great. I think this brush is coming to end of life. Honestly, not only is it starting to fray, I'm seeing some hairs start to like fray in like not just separation, but also curve outwards. And like, that's not good. These brushes, these are the Ebony Splendor brushes from Creative Mark. I get them at Jerry's. They're very affordable, and yeah, I they're very when you first open them and like use them, they're very, very sharp. And they're synthetics and they're very sharp and very tight. And they're great, but they don't last all that long in my experience. Either that or I'm way too hard on them, which could be the case. But still, for how I paint with them, they don't last that long. At some point, I'll use the what's it called? Oh, what are they called? My brain will not remember the name. Um, the brushes. I can't remember the name right now. Oh, Rosemary and Co. That's it. At some point, I'll use the rosemary brushes I bought. Then I'll be able to give everyone a review what I think of them. Sandra says, because I got into back into painting so recently, I don't have a single nasty brush when I really need one. So I sacrificed one of my very, very cheap brushes by going outside and scrubbing it on the patio concrete. It felt sacrilegious. I mean, you know, if it works, it works. But also, I would have given you one. I've got a few. So kind, LOL. I mean, the thing is, like, having scuffed up brushes can be very useful, obviously. But generally speaking, you don't need a ton of them, right? And they last forever because they're scuffed up on, and that's what you use them for. So they don't get ruined. They just get kind of more scuffed up. It doesn't really make them worse, right? So you don't need a ton of them is the problem. Oh, Dresden's calmed down. That's good. Cassandra says, I had a teacher once who kept his brushes in a duffel bag and just threw it around. They definitely looked like they had been in a duffel bag. Some people just do not care the way that they paint and everything. They can just do that. It's impressive. What's it called? I wish I've said this so many times. I wish I could just paint with like all the like rubber or silicone tools and never use a regular brush because that would be amazing. I just cannot get the nuance and the control with those things. Cassandra says, yeah, the spectrum goes from duffel bag to perfect chef's knife style roll. True, true. But I mean, there's oh, I can't remember his name. He's a really great artist that I'm blanking on his name, unfortunately. He has a channel on YouTube and he does demos and stuff like that. And he paints really thick a lot of times. And so he'll like mix up his paint, and I won't say that his brush is really messed up. It's probably just a bristle brush, so it's very stiff looking, I think. And he'll mix up his brush and he'll put down paint and it's like first of all, when he puts it down, you can see the paint just sitting on the edge of his brush, like in a clump. And he puts it down and smears everywhere as he puts it. And he doesn't mix it up perfectly, so there's streaks of all kinds of colors in it and stuff like that. And he paints portraits like that. And he does it very, very well. So that sounds fun. Yeah, looks fun too. I just don't know how to do that. I have to say, so far, it's actually not that bad working on the black. I do wonder if it means that my painting won't be as bright, if like it limits how bright I can get it, but I don't exactly know how to test that because right now it doesn't feel dark. So I don't know. Interesting. I mean, obviously areas like this down here, it's darker than it needs to be, but that's because the brayer went there and took off paint. As soon as I go in with some paint, I know it'll come back. So yeah, I don't know. Last Pixel says, I would think only having a real effect like that if you were painting really thin. Um, so no, that's the thing, right? Is it, I think it might affect it as, I mean, yes, if you're painting really thin, it'll have more of an effect, but I'm worried that even if I, oh, he says headset died. All right, I'll give him a second since I'm answering his question. So when Lost Pixel is back, I'll answer. Um, okay, so you're back. All right. So yes, if you're painting thin, of course, it will drastically affect that. However, even when you paint quote unquote normally, there's a degree of light that goes into the paint that's able to penetrate, and some of it can go all the way to the back and bounce back out. I would think only if you're painting super thick, like just really, really thick, would it not have any effect. That's my theory, at least. Because I've seen oil paintings, and if you paint on a canvas, on a stretched canvas, and you shine a light from behind it, yeah, you can see it usually. So it's not as opaque as you might think. Also, if you've ever used phthalo blue, you'll know that too. So yeah, it's not as opaque. Um, so I do wonder, like, how thick am I going to have to go with it before it's indistinguishable? Obviously, I could prime it, right? Like that is the solution, so to speak. But I don't want to have to prime it because that's an extra step that I don't want to deal with. Are you using the Vanta Black or whatever it's called? No, 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 no. It's no, no. So this is, you can't see it now because it's covered, but it's a huh. My chat disconnected on YouTube. That's not good. Okay. Um, yeah, no, the chat on YouTube. You're on Twitch. I wonder what's going on. Also, Windows decided now's the perfect time to update, so it's trying to update. That's great. Thanks, Windows. Appreciate it. No, this is just black. What is it? A, ABS. It's just a black ABS panel. Oh, you were just saying no to the internet thing. Thank you. Yeah, yeah. Okay, unable to connect. Please try again later. All right, let's see what's going on YouTube here. Um, okay, excellent connection. Great, great. Love that. Oh, site cannot be reached. Got it. Okay, so I'm about to lose internet connection. That's what's about to happen. I've seen this problem before. Let me see if I can head it off at the pass, so to speak. Because if there is a solution that I can get around it. Yeah, good luck. Yeah. So, alrighty. So far, so good. So what happens is, for some reason, and I have yet to figure out why, um, my, what's it called? Uh, the landline connection just fails. But it doesn't fail normally, like I just lose internet connection, but rather it like it fails like the first thing to go is like my like internet access, which is so weird. Like website access. Like I'll be on Discord talking with people and I'll be able to stay on Discord and talk with them for like 30 minutes. It sounds like a port issue. I'm sure it is. I just don't know how to fix it is the problem. But like I'll be talking for like 30 minutes and suddenly I just can't access the internet on my browser, but I can still talk with them for 30 minutes and then suddenly that also stops working. And but if I connect with Wi-Fi, problem solved. I don't understand why. And I thought originally that it was a problem. It was a problem that almost never happened, and I thought it was tied to like my computer going to sleep and waking up numerous times. But now it's been happening. This is the second time it's happened during stream. Um, yeah, I don't like that at all. You think it's a whole house problem? You have that issue with yours too? Oh, then it might be a problem with the router. Because I thought it was a problem with my computer. The only thing that seems to ever fix it is just restarting the computer. But like I said, it was so rare that I didn't even think about it. But now this is, like I said, my second time it's happened during stream, and that I don't like. Michelle says, I thought it was an issue with Hearthstone. I have to restart my game every so often because it disconnects while I'm playing. I think it's our connection, not our computer. Huh. Well, maybe we need to reach, I need to call AT&T anyways, because I think they've been overcharging me. So just only have so many spoons to, you know what I mean? So it's been kind of on the back burner. But yeah, luckily my computer has both LAN connection and Wi-Fi 6, and it's able to stream on that pretty well. Hey, Trisha, welcome. Good to see you. Thanks so much for the raid. Welcome, everybody. Hey, it's great to see you. For anybody who doesn't know Trisha, or also Art by Trisha Hall, she's a fantastic streamer here on Twitch. Um, Absolutely delightful, fantastic art, and just such a ray of sunshine on the platform. I've been following her for years at this point. I love her artwork, love her streams. She's fantastic. I will share your channel on my YouTube as well, my YouTube chat, because I stream on both platforms. Uh, oh no, absolutely, you deserve it and so much more. Trisha, it feels like recently, but it's probably been like half a year now. Celebrated 3 years on streaming, and it's crazy to see how much she's done in that time. Really amazing. Trisha says, "Oh, hi YouTube." Yeah. So I shared you there, and hopefully people will also take a look at your artwork there. I'll pin it as soon as I can. Um, Dude, it's 4 years next month. I can't keep up. Well, congratulations. And yeah, I can't keep up either. Clearly, I thought it was like only half a year ago. Okay, 4 years now. That's crazy. That's awesome. What were you up to? If you want to share anything, if you want to share what you're up to, I know sometimes it's hard to share immediately afterwards, so no worries. It does feel that way. Yeah. Des, who doesn't already follow her? I have no idea, Des, honestly. And also, Des, good to see you. Welcome. But you never know. Some people also, like I said, I do have YouTube, and people will watch the streams after the fact on YouTube sometimes. So, there is that. You never know. But yeah. Do you have a special celebration planned for your 4-year anniversary? You're working on a house portrait commission, but I think the whips are just on Ko-fi. Okay. Yeah, no worries. But yeah, let's see. Oh, Des says, I've been here keeping an eye on stupid news. I give up on that though. Fair enough. Trisha says, my schedule is so crazy in August, so we'll keep it low key, but at least acknowledge it. Fair enough. Fair enough. You know, nothing wrong with that. Um, yeah, absolutely. Last year was crazy. That was a lot of fun. Uh, but yeah, like I said, anything you want to promote or share, you're more than welcome to. But also, no pressure. Like I said, I know how it is sometimes when you get done streaming. You know, sometimes it's just like no time, have to rush, or starving, or whatever it is. Hold on a second. Hello. Huh? Oh, okay. Okay. That's that's fine. Okay. Okay. We're having some issues with our cats. Uh they there was a cat that came into our yard and set them off, so they're a little, so we're just dealing, like, trying to schedule them to let them access to the house and separating them so they're not fighting, just in the meantime, kind of thing. It's not a big deal, but it's been something to deal with, kind of thing. Not the kitties. Yeah, they're okay. Like I said, it's just they're a stray cat came into our backyard, and one of our cats is like a guard cat. So when she saw that, she freaked out. And so they've been fighting and stuff. So we're trying to keep them separated to calm down, give them some time, and so on. It's kitty drama. It really is kitty drama. By the way, to anyone who is new here from Trisha's raid, this painting is very early stages, so please you know, take that into consideration. It's very much in the beginning, early, ugly stages of coming together. But you can see the slideshow of all my work, so yeah. It's such a strong start, though. Oh, thank you. I appreciate that. This is a new, I'm trying something new. I bought this ABS plastic to paint on, and I'm trying it out. I painted on white ABS, and now I'm trying black ABS because it's so much easier to find the black ABS. And trying to see what it's like to paint on a black surface like this. Oh, Michelle with the facts. It's called misdirect attack uh, for the cat. She couldn't go after the cat on the other side of the window, so she went after the closest thing to her, which was Dresden, which is our ginger boy who is super sweet and not very he's yeah, what's it called? He's so gentle, so he's very much on guard right now. Des says my dogs do that. Yeah, dogs do that too. But yeah, the reason for painting on plastic, the reason I'm trying it out is I'm really trying to find a surface that I can paint on that requires the least amount of prep work and also um, be a very good surface to paint on um, and be affordable, right? Because that it's a hard thing to match, you know, all three of those. It's easy to get something that requires no prep work and is a very good surface, but they're usually expensive. So it's you know it's difficult. Going to drop a lurk while I de-stream. No worries, absolutely. Thank you so much for stopping by and for the raid. I appreciate it. Good to see you, Leod. Your painting skills wow me every time. Aw, you're too sweet. Thank you so much. Des says digital, LOL. Oh, Lost Pixel says digital, and Des says, yeah, digital. No. No, I disagree. Couldn't resist. That's fair. Digital has a ton of advantages, it does, but no, thank you. Uh, I work digitally all the time. I don't want to work, you know, more with digital. I want less digital. Also, the amount of times I've wanted to chuck my computer out the window makes me feel like, yeah, that it's a bit misleading. Like, look, it's perfect. And then nothing works. And you're just like, oh my God, I hate this thing so much. Hospital says got to do what works for you. Absolutely. Nah, I don't have anything against digital, really. I know a ton of, you know, I work my day job in digital, and a lot of the people I know are amazing artists, work digitally. But, you know, there's just something about working in oils that really suits me. So, but I hear you. It does have all the like conveniences. That says, yeah, it's convenient. Yeah, it is. Yeah, absolutely. No paint, no mess, supplies. Yep, true, true, true. I will not disagree with you. And yet, I think that's the funny part, right? It's like, hey, look at this thing that in a ton of ways is inarguably better, right? No, like you don't need to constantly buy more supplies. You don't need, you know, theoretically at least, you know, but then, yeah, it's just not the same. Des says, but I haven't done any since Michael Cole. I've been oil painting. Yeah. Yeah, yeah. I don't know. It's something about it. I used to be all digital at one time. Uh, so for anyone who hasn't heard this story, and for all those who have, I apologize. But when I went to art school, I learned acrylics and watercolor. I'd already learned watercolor beforehand, so I was very like watercolors always felt natural and just general like you know charcoal and drawing and everything. And then um, and then when I what's it called? When I started trying to get work and everything, I ended up just going all digital. And then some markers for some stuff. And then eventually, like I went back into traditional mediums and eventually made my way to oils. And now when I go back and I try digital, like I took my iPad with me to when I went to visit my mom, and I was like, I'll paint with my iPad. I couldn't do it. I struggled so hard with it. Like drawing, sketching, no problem. I can obviously the iPad's great for that. But when it comes to painting, all the nuance, all the like sensitivity, it just none of it was there. It was just missing so much. I just couldn't. I just I got so frustrated with it. Lost Pixel says if I didn't have the sensitivity to it, I would still paint IRL. What you don't have to share, but if you don't mind me asking, and if you feel comfortable, what part of it are you sensitive to? I know a lot of people are sensitive to solvents, to the smell of solvents, and you really don't have to use solvents. So, but that's not the only thing that some people are sensitive to. But that is the like 90% of the time. That's what it is. Last Pixel says, I felt the same way most of the apps people recommend when I start doing digital and tried them again over the years, and it hasn't changed. Yeah, even things that try to recreate traditional mediums, it's not that they do a bad job of recreating it so much as just the way it functions. Just I don't know, it's like fiddly and it just I don't know, it doesn't feel natural compared to when you just grab a brush with paint. But yeah, um, they're obviously Painter, Art Rage. Art Rage back in the day felt the best to me, but it might have changed over the years. There's Rebel or Rebel that I've heard really good things about, though I haven't really used it. When I tried it originally, it was also very finicky and felt very uncomfortable, but it may have improved over the years. It's definitely had the time to grow. So, Last Pixel says, I've actually talked about it during the first time I was in the stream. I know, I just can't remember is the problem. I'm allergic to a lot of stuff. In order to paint, last did I have to wear giant arm condoms. That's funny. He says I landed on credit. It felt right to me. Fair enough. Yeah, no, I remember we talked about it, but for the life of me, I couldn't remember what it was exactly. I'll be honest, I try and remember things from stream when we're, talking and everything, but streaming is so demanding sometimes on my, well, okay, streaming and painting combined kind of wear out my brain, and a lot of things just kind of in one ear, out the other type of thing where it's like I want to remember them, but oh my God, I forget. Bez asks if he's allergic to acrylics, and he says, yeah, sadly. You see, okay, is it your skin or breathing that's the problem? Hi, Dresden. Oh, it's a Dresden. Skin. Okay, it's a skin issue, I see. Oh, we got a Dresden. Poor baby boy is all upset today. I'm going to put him on camera, but I have to make sure today he definitely will not tolerate seeing himself on camera. So I won't know if I'm on screen where I'm at right now. Oh, poor baby boy. Oh, yeah. Oh, Dresden. He's so out of sorts. Yeah. Hang out for a little bit. Oh, baby boy. He's had a rough day today. He's such a delicate little boy. It's crazy. Okay, I'll put you down. You can hang out on my chair. Well, since I took all my gloves off, I am going to take advantage of this opportunity. And I'm going to take a photo of my painting real quick and transfer it to my computer. And then I can do my Photoshop stuff, um, which is very, very useful to me. Michelle says Dresden is a sensitive boy. He needs all the kisses and love, though. Yeah, he's a sweetheart. He doesn't know how to like. He barely knows how to defend himself. He's so like, uh, and he's not technically a rag doll, but I wouldn't be surprised if it turned out that he was a rag doll or something, you know? Because just so sensitive. So what I'm doing right now off screen is I'm just taking my photo, the photo of my painting into Photoshop, and I'm overlaying it with my reference photo, and that lets me see where things are, out of place. It's kind of like using a projector in a way, or something of that sort to just help get the placement of things. So yeah, that's what I'm doing. I don't have it set up so that you can see my screen on purpose. Uh, I work with NDA stuff all the time, and I don't want to accidentally leak something and lose a job or something like that, you know? So I have it set up so it's very difficult for me to accidentally show my screen. Yeah. Literally for the Portrait Artist of the Year paint along, I I set up a Discord thing so that we can share, people can share their on Discord their images. And then once we're done with that, I delete it. So every time I have to set it up again. By the way, that is something we do. We do this Portrait Artist of the Year paint along. We should do another one. I don't know when we're doing it. Probably in August, where we I set it up. I get the reference material from one of the episodes of Portrait Artist of the Year, and then we pretend we're on the show. And I stream for like 5 hours, and we try and do a portrait in that time. I play host and artist, and people are encouraged to participate, all in good fun. It's a lot of fun. Sandra says, if you're an artist, you should totally join when he does the next one. It's such a good time. Yeah, absolutely. Just join the Discord, and that's the easiest way to join. Alrighty. So interesting to see all the areas that I got that are slightly out of place. It's not like huge, but definitely some things out of place. So I wear gloves when I paint as well, and I hate it. Absolutely hate wearing the gloves when I paint. But um, technically speaking, it is safer. But really, the real reason I wear gloves when I paint is because of Dresden and the other cats and Wizard. Basically, when you want to have, what's it called? Clean hands really fast, gloves are the way to go. Lost Pixel says, it's awful. I have to wear them all day when I work. I don't want to do it again for fun, etc. I feel that. Absolutely. Like I said, it's just, I want to be able to have clean hands if I need them immediately, and this is the best way to do it. But yeah, it's not fun, especially in the summer. Jeez, they make you hot? It's crazy how much they can increase you, like the feeling of the temperature around you. Yeah. All right. Actually, I just realized I was about to make a mistake. That's how a lot of people a lot of people feel about what's it called? Working on the computer. Like they work on the computer all day, so it's like they don't want to do more art on the computer afterwards, you know? Very, very common. Mouse pixels, yeah, like I said, I understand. Yeah, absolutely. No, you do. I'm just talking in general. Okay, so yes, some of this, the problem I find sometimes when I'm painting and I get things like I get certain things wrong, I realized uh, that sometimes it's a scale issue. And I don't mean like me making the scale accurate, although that's part of it, obviously. But uh, what happens is if something's very small, you know, I'll I'll start to enlarge it for convenience, or if I perceive it as something very small, I'll try and make it smaller because my perception is it should be smaller, even if it's not really that small. Stuff like that. It's interesting how our perception can affect, even when we're trying to measure. Although, to be fair, I'm not doing a ton of measuring when I'm painting quickly, you know. I definitely go fast with anticipation of fixing it later. Which, if you hate redrawing and repainting the same things over and over again, uh, and fixing what you've already done, definitely don't paint like me. Mark says, looks good so far. It looks good to me so far. Oh, thank you so much. Appreciate that. There we go. So after working on a painting with such a tight, you know, tight and restrained value range, this feels so like crazy to me now. Like so, I have such a wide range of values. I can go anywhere with this. It's pretty fun. So for anyone who doesn't know, I have a painting. I don't know if you can see it. Oh yeah, you can kind of see it here that I was working on, and the value scale on this is super, super compressed. And yeah, now this painting, uh, I'm not going to be doing that on this painting. So it gives me a lot more freedom. I'm not overly concerned with getting all my values correct right now. Like if something's off, I'll fix it. At the moment, I can't even see my values in the reference. I'm purely looking at placement. So what I'm doing is I'm looking at placement of things and I'm not concerned with the values and I'm just building off of the values that I currently have on the painting. So I can't even see the colors or the values of my reference at the moment. My reference is essentially a line drawing placed over um, my painting, over the photo of my painting. So I can't see any of it right now. Like I said, it's just for placement, and I use what I already painted and filled in for my colors and value. And then after I finish correcting it, I will go back in and start, adjusting all the values. And then I'll also be modeling and putting in details and everything all at once. And if I get something wrong, that's fine because I'm going to be doing this probably a couple more times throughout the painting process. Some of this is in the right place. That's cool. I do think that this technique is such a good technique for so many different reasons. One of which is that I think it actually helps you get better faster at getting your placement down correctly. Yeah, there's a bunch of detail here that I didn't even bother getting to before. This says I had considered streaming today, finished a digital piece I'd started months ago, but I threw out my back and can't sit in my damn computer chair. Oh, I'm so sorry to hear that. That sucks, Des. Yeah, I hope you feel better. Des says getting old sucks. Yeah, Lost Pixel says that it does. Yeah, and out of shape. Yep. Yeah, it's tough, and it's one of those things that like compounds on itself. It's not easy. Guy says, yeah, I get more active to get in shape, and I just hurt myself. Yeah, yep. It's a tough one. I went to physical therapy for a while, and yeah, it's slow. It's real slow, and you have to keep it up, and that's, who has the time kind of thing. It's not easy. Lost Pixel, that's how it goes. Same here. Yeah, exactly. Yep. The dad joke is that I'm also trying to get into shape, the shape of a circle or a balloon, or a ball or whatever. But it's an old one. But every time I think about that, I just remember that video of the guy playing with the kids' toys, where he's like, the square goes in the square hole, and then the rectangle goes in that's right, the square hole, and the cylinder goes in the square hole. Everything fits in the square. And just like, I don't know why that reminds me of that, but just the idea of like getting into shape, and I'm just like, you know, I don't know, it doesn't matter what shape I'm in, kind of thing. It's a very abstract idea, but I don't know, for some reason it just reminds me of that. Most people says my shape is closer to a potato, nubs and all. Oh, definitely going to need a smaller brush for the details of the face when I get to it. Oh, Des, please. Des says I've been mistaken for Jabba the Hutt sister. It's a funny joke, but So, my last name is Goldberg, and there are two very famous Goldbergs out there. And back in the day, uh, people used to ask if I had any relation to the wrestler, which I do not. But the other one was people would say, "Oh, like Whoopi Goldberg," and I know they don't mean like, "Am I related to her?" But at the same time, I'm like, I'm so light, and like I don't tan, I don't go outside, right? And I'm just like, yeah, I guess like Whoopi Goldberg, only not related. Like I said, I know no one actually thought that, but it's always funny because I'm just like, okay, sure. I get the wrestler. I don't see the resemblance, but like at least, a distant cousin or something. Cassandra says wrestlers notorious for using their real name. True, true, true. No, that is the wrong color. I'm trying to carve out some of the foliage right now, like this branch here. I did want to check one thing. It is kind of unrelated, but I want to see if I can get all the way back to the black or not, like the white. It's close. It's actually closer than the white, I'd say. The white plastic stained a lot more. Interesting. Forgot I wanted to check that while the paint was wet. Lost Pixel says, "What is the reference? It kind of looks like Erwin from the Lord of the Rings movie." No, yeah, I get that. Um, to be clear, I don't think it is. No, no, I know. It's from a pack, photo pack that I got from forget who it's from. I have quite a few photo packs. It's someone in like a fantasy kind of dress. I mean, it's not really a fantasy dress. She does have a tiara. She's out in the middle of nowhere, and it's a long flowy dress. So not exactly fantasy, but it can invoke fantasy, you know. But yeah, it's out in the like the woods kind of thing. So I get the fantasy, you know, connection for sure. Just a flowy, regal, well-to-do dress. Yeah, and a tiara, you know. But yeah, it does have that like fantasy feel to it. Because she's out in the middle of like the forest or woods or somewhere and just standing around kind of thing in the sunlight. But yeah, it's a reference pack. I don't remember even when I got it. So it's been a long, long time. Yeah, there's a lot of people who make reference well, I don't know if a lot is the right word, but there are people who make reference packs for artists of photo shoots. Like there's ones of people in action and people, in all kinds of poses and stuff. They can be very useful for certain things. I, generally speaking, prefer to take my own photo references, but that is definitely not always uh, an option. Um, I've only been able to take my own photo references a few times. Generally speaking, it's not exactly a an option. It's more often than not. So having photo packs and stuff like that can be useful. Although you got to be careful because, a lot of people buy them, so you don't want your your paintings to look like everyone else's, you know. So this one is a little bit of a like I'm sure someone's painted this already. Maybe not, but I assume someone has. But I figure probably didn't paint it the way I'm painting it, and then also I figure this is mostly a study. I needed something to work on because I wanted to try the panel out. And I did like the photo and the composition. So, so yeah. Yeah, I'm actually really shocked. I thought the color would be so much more of an issue. It's really not. I don't feel like at this stage, if I didn't know that it was painted on black, obviously if I looked carefully, I could kind of tell because you can kind of see like in certain areas where it's thinner, like yeah, you can see some of the dark undertones. But otherwise, I don't feel like the black plastic, the ABS is really affecting it that much. I'll have to see what happens when it dries a little. I don't know what to do about these earbuds. I've only had them like a year and the battery is already starting to die super fast on me. And I use them all the time and I want to they're not under warranty anymore and I don't know what to do. Like should I it sucks. Yeah, that sucks. It does. I'm pissed that they haven't lasted longer because like the battery shouldn't be like dying out this fast. But then also I'm like, do I buy another pair of a different brand? Lost Pixel Ask brands, Sony. These are the Link Buds S, and they're fantastic except for, like I said, I have them barely over a year and they're dying already. And yeah, but having, wireless earbuds is so convenient sometimes, and I love the noise canceling feature. I'm thinking about I'm actually thinking about getting the big over the ear ones. I have a good pair of over the ear headphones, but for travel, that says nothing is made to last. They want it to break down, so you buy more. Oh, I know, but like a year, barely a year. It's ridiculous. I will not buy Sony earbuds again because of that. Like I'm angry. So yeah, I don't know. It says I used to get Sony wired earbuds, and every single time the left one would fall. I changed brands, and it doesn't happen anymore. Yeah. Oh, the left one would fail, not fall. Yeah. I don't know. I'm not happy with it. I'm really frustrated, and I will not buy their earbuds again. Um, yeah, but I don't know. It's so convenient to have sometimes. Yeah. And like I said, I really like the noise canceling feature. Although when I did use them on the plane, it wasn't noise canceling enough to drown out the plane. I don't fly that often, just every once in a while kind of thing, you know? I don't know, with the way things are right now, I'm just like, I don't feel comfortable spending the money though. It sucks. So it's like, I have this, I want to buy this thing, but right now, the way things are, I'm like, I probably shouldn't. But these are failing literally after 2 hours, they start letting me know that the battery is low. So, you know, and that's without the noise canceling feature on. Just 2 hours of playtime, and they already dying on me. So I guess the what's it called? The conclusion is if you're gonna buy wireless earbuds, get the extended warranty on them, and don't buy Sony. I even called their customer support, and they just kind of blew me off. They just told me to reset the earbuds, and that was it. Lost Pixel says, so I believe I changed my mind. I won't be streaming today. Starting to feel not great. Oh, crap. Hey, Lost Pixel, no worries. You've been really burning through the streams, pace yourself. It's okay to take a break. I'm probably going to not stream for much longer, I'll be honest. I'm trying to pace myself as well. I know 2.5 hours is not a ton of time to stream, but for painting, I don't know, it wears me out. And I'm trying to get to the point where I can do stuff after I stream as well, because a lot of times I end up just so drained after stream that I almost don't function. Las Vegas says I'll take the night off and then get back to it tomorrow, or maybe I'll do one in the morning. I don't go until I don't go in until later tomorrow. Be good to check out different times. Yeah, absolutely. Trisha says I ended after like an hour and 25 minutes the other day. It is draining. It really is draining. Absolutely. And when you're like making art is draining in itself, right? And so when you add in uh the streaming part and managing the chat and everything, and Trisha, she has more viewers than I do, and when you have more chat, more viewers, and it's running much faster like hers, that's even more draining. So absolutely. Yeah, I usually give about a 10 minute to 15 minute kind of like, hey, I'm about to end stream kind of thing, because um, uh, just because every once in a while someone will come in or someone will have a question right as I'm about to end. So I like to give kind of a heads up. Also, YouTube chat is on such a delay, not like 10 minutes, but like 30-second delay. So it can take a while sometimes to kind of get through the process. This says, Trisha, I get a major headache after 1.5 hours to 2 hours. So I kind of stopped altogether. Yeah, last one says, mine is mine is I just don't want to be on stream and constantly have uh what's have mice on motorcycles going by, or the sound uh oh, I see what you're saying. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Like you have noise from outside all the time. Yeah, yeah. Yeah. Well, I paint standing up, so after a while I'm like, I need a bit of a break. I don't get me wrong, I can paint for hours during the day, but like I have to take breaks, and I think taking those breaks is really good. It helps your eye and everything, but it's kind on stream, you don't want to take too much of a break. Before I do go though, I'm curious. I'd like your all of your opinion. I know stream colors aren't perfect and it's not, it's not going to be perfect, but um, you know, like I said, I'm not saying that you can't see it, but does it look like the black panel is influencing it all that much? And like I said, I know you can kind of see the dark coming through in the like thin areas, but otherwise, I feel like it's not really doing that much. Cassandra says it doesn't seem like it really. Yeah, I don't think so either. Like I said, I'm curious what will happen over like when it, dries a little, because sometimes the colors can sink and stuff like that. So maybe it'll seem more apparent. Maybe. Lost Pixel says just in those thin areas, normal paint areas don't seem to have that much, if any, effect so far. Yeah, yeah, I think so. I mean, that definitely limits the like it puts some limitations on it. I can't do those those paintings where like yeah, they leave a bunch of the background in. But to be fair, I don't think I have any of those paintings. I don't generally do that. So it's not exactly something I'm like going to be missing. And I can always, if I really want to do that, I can gesso it. But yeah, so far, I don't think so. Yeah, some of this lighting is not going to be 100% accurate. I did mess with the colors a little. There's a certain um, feel I wanted to get out of it, so I did manipulate the colors a little. Let's see. Lost Pixel says might be worth trying to get uh, another one of those boards and checking a bunch of colors like a test strip. Take a picture while they're wet and another one once they're dry and really compare them. See if it has any effect on different colors or different types of paint. Yeah, I mean, that would be the scientific thing to do for sure. Um, but honestly, if I can if I can just paint on it and it feels fine and I don't feel like it's fighting me the whole way, and then I end up happy with the result, that's good enough for me, honestly. Because the thing I remember is I have this painting. I'm trying to remember which painting it was. I don't remember which painting it was, but there was one of my paintings back there. I painted on the back side of an ampersand board. And if you've ever seen ampersand boards, they're just the back is like a dark brown. What is it called? Oh, there's a name for that kind of wood. MDF board. Yeah, that's what it is. It's like a it's like a dark brown MDF board on the back. And I didn't gesso it. I just painted on it, and it felt like it was fighting me for the beginning of it. Really, really frustrating to work on. And then after I covered it with paint and it dried, it felt a lot easier. But it was. So I don't know if it was the way they prepped the board, maybe, or inexperience or what. But like I'm working on this, and I am not bothered by anything. So if I end up finishing this and I'm like, yeah, this looks fine, it's probably good enough. Not the most scientific of approaches, but yeah. And the thing is, like, I know that maybe it wouldn't be a good surface for like a high key painting, right? But I can, if I need it, I can gesso it. I can always put down a layer of gesso if I have to. Lost Pixel says, well, if you were really going to go scientific, uh, you could also get a lighter colored one and test the colors on that too, then really compare them. LOL. True. But I do have a painting on a white one right here. This red painting back here, that's on a white panel. Obviously, they're not the same colors. Well, sorta. Same palette, right? So, sorta the same colors, but not really. But you know what I mean. But yeah, like, let's put down some white here. I'll take this off later. I don't know, that looks pretty white to me. My brush wasn't the cleanest, but yeah. I don't know, that seems fine to me. I'll scrape that off later. It's totally out of place. Lost Pixel says looks white to me. Yeah. And don't get me wrong. I definitely think that any panel you work on, if it's white, gray, if you prepare it with a wash, all of those things, whatever you prepare can affect the process, especially like the early stages. But it's fairly easy to overcome that. You don't have like it's not. You just lay down some colors and then you've kind of moved past that stage. Ooh, put some white roses or lilies in that spot. Not really. Yeah, probably not going to do that. Um, Mostly because I don't want to paint roses or lilies. Best reason not to do something about, yeah. No, I'm not much of a flower painter. I've done some flower drawings before, and I'll probably do a couple flower paintings at some point just to do it, but they're very challenging. Flowers are very complex. Um, uh, there's a painter I met. Oh my God, I can't believe I'm blanking on her name right now. Um, at Portrait Society. She is phenomenal at painting flowers. Just so good. Cassandra says, look, the media Liad hates flowers. Well, that's because they hate me. Okay? They started the beef. I didn't start it, but they did. All right? Their pollen attacks me all the time. All right? That's on them. They started this. All right, friends. I'm going to be calling it a night for the stream. Lost Pixel says, to be fair, nearly every plant hates me too. I'm allergic to like 13 different grasses, 44 different trees, and a bunch of weeds too. Ugh, that's rough. Yeah, I know. I feel you. All right. Before I go though, I do want to just mention the artist I was talking about. Um, where is she? Here we go. Um, oh, I have to disable streamer mode. Um, I can't find it. Okay, I can't find it. Anyways, that sucks. I wish I had it at the ready. Um, that says the cats eat my house plants. Yeah, yeah, they'll do that. You got to make sure not to get poisonous ones, because poisonous for cats, because yeah, they're dumb. They'll just eat plants that are poisonous. They don't know any better. Lost Pixel says my sweetheart's cats try to eat her parents' houseplants too. Yeah. Yeah, they're dumb. They'll just do that. You got auto modded. Cassandra says Bowie will barf up flower petals. Idiot. Yeah. They're not the brightest. Anyways. All right, everybody. Thank you very much for hanging out. I appreciate the company. I will be back on Sunday. Um, yeah, Automod does not like that word. That's true. All right. Thank you so much. Because I forgot to mention it until now, I do need to mention my paintings are for sale. If you are interested in any of them, check out my website, liad.com. That's right. I got my first name as a .com. Um, and join the Discord. We'll be doing another Portrait Artist of the Year paint along in the near future. And also, it's a great place to hang out. Yeah, that's all I got. Have a good one, everybody. Thank you so much for hanging out with me.